choice or option to deal with this issue would have been, if you asked me, say engage electoral commission. Now adansi na omo di adan omo. But they decided to protest answer. So nationwide protest. Then they went ahead to engage with CSOs, which was a move I commended very highly. And I said, look, this should have been the first move. Now, I went further to suggest they should broaden the scope of engagement to include the Electoral Commission and all other stakeholders. The NDC has decided they are going to meet with the Electoral Commission and all other political parties and other stakeholders at IPAC. Now, near me personally, EC should come into this meeting with an open mind. The claim the allegations are NDC for any basis, there is a self-cleaning mechanism. Look, the exhibition is meant to help people discover errors and concerns. And it is part of the cleaning process. But obi through the exhibition, who said as an electoral commission and as a referee, you should have this. You should be open enough to listen to whatever concerns they have, with a view to finding solutions to those concerns. And yes, but I don't think that should be the position of the Electoral Commission. Now, some of the concerns are and it's the transfer voter list. There is a compilation of 2 transfer registers into one, which is an anomaly according to the NDC. And indeed, if that were the case, it indeed is an anomaly, because every election year be any transfer register. Untimi nkaza nkrofo transfer in 2020 no, 2024 no musa transfer. So untimi inform data mfam beka 2024 de no. Every election year has a separate transfer list. And if indeed the allegations say the 2020 year any 2024 year no kaboom, I think that would require a lot of work, because that would mean you can't. I mean, that would really be a big problem, because once they get transferred, eventually they find themselves into the mother register. Until the subsequent election, new transfers penna SLO recorded into the transfer register. You can't have Nkrofua who already have been assimilated, so to say, into the mother register. Ebe 2 transfer registers, so in a different and in a new election year. If indeed that allegation is accurate, then there will problem. And some other concerns. I am happy to say finally the NDC is engaging the EC and other stakeholders with the evidence they claim they have with respect to the anomalies they allegedly discovered. No? And like I said, the Electoral Commission should come into this meeting with an open mind. I won't say you are a human institution. You can't be perfect. But when other stakeholders who say, if there is a superior explanation as to why that is, the Electoral Commission should be able to offer. But beyond that, they should come with an open mind with a view to collectively resolving these concerns, because 2024 elections is a major election. The stakes are high, and you would expect everybody obia pese oye niese oye, so that the process would be clean. Ebe finchimna at the end of the day obia obi wini bia obia beji atum. But if in the build up to the election ankasano processes nibi do not engender confidence in some of the players now. And let to be the Electoral Commission should satisfy everybody. But there is a way our Electoral Commission be uncommon, and all other political parties, including the MPP, should have an interest in what the NDC is coming to present. And they should also go to the meeting with an open mind. and quiet to say, oh, because these are opponents, they should go there with a view to enriching the process. Obi obeko IPAC meeting and then your goal should be the ultimate goal is that we want to enrich the process. And if there is some merit to near NDC for air canal, collectively they should, brainstorm and look at the way our Ombetimi are resolve some of the issues, But if some of the issues turn out to be just the typical political games now, politicians play during this season now, and also they should be bold enough to tell the NDC we no. But like I said, the ultimate goal should be to enrich the process. Say you register now, you be produce finally, Ebe register, ebe finchim, everybody reasonably would have some confidence in it. Whoever emerges, there was a manipulated register, and I register now will be advantage. That is how we deepen our democracy. That is how we consolidate our democracy. At every turn, we all try to enrich the process. We all try to contribute to make the processes better. Since 1992, dear. Look, we need to pat ourselves on the back and say, all political parties, all stakeholders, and all major players in this enterprise of election, dear, with the kinds of ideas they suggest, with the kinds of commitment they put into making sure that we improve election in, election out. I think and my own Kodru things that we could easily deal with. Now I bet say all the gains now, IPAC was not set up for fun. It was set up for a specific reason. Says some of these concerns can be easily resolved amongst the players. Until let's take advantage of the IPAC. Electoral Commission be open-minded. All political parties be open-minded. And NDC so evidence be Manon Koeti say we are presenting some of the evidence, and a sample out of the evidence are one. If you have the full evidence, whatever it is you have, further IPAC, share copies with every stakeholder who is at that meeting today. No more who say, indeed, near Yenuanum NDC for Juma Omaye ni Omwe Hunie. Na enyese sabi ne boni kwan so na omodi sa dance aba na lemom ompese ye nyina ye boa na process no enye finchim. You see, the role of the Electoral Commission is to conduct free, fair, transparent elections. And the first two, actually a function of the last, which is transparency. If the process is transparent, you are on your way to having a free and fair election. But if the process is shrouded in some, but if the process is, issues be yembie mo obie hu assembly na musio we dey say net here and nkrofo see your evidence na mo kwan mo bi asem no mo obie hu dia, then eventually we are compromising on the freeness and the fairness of the process. Until in the spirit of transparency, mo mfa ne omo nyina embeto ho ma obie hu, let the Electoral Commission also look into it and say what they have to say. And like I said, whatever their approach is, it should be guided by open-mindedness and a view to enriching the process. Enrichment of the process when your Electoral Commission, in fact, Electoral Commission really plays a very minor role when it comes to enriching the process. It is the other stakeholders, because omu nombeka say, oh, we can free more. They are really the players who would help you with ideas as far as the enrichment process goes. Until I am hoping, sir, at the end of the day, and I am told, sir, it will be telecast. Then at the end of the day, we can say, sir, there is some common ground that, IPAC members, would come to, and yisa consensus from, and sana the final register is produced. Now, Odim said some of the concerns are only true. You see, Electoral Commission worked on some of them. Because evidence are omonyam fambaya they claim they have no. Kahunti na Electoral Commission nkaenu huejuma. Until if they present the evidence before the commission, and the commission finds evidence, is strong enough, I think, collectively they'll find a way to deal with the concerns, because transparent, free and fair process is all we are hankering for. And that's what the Electoral Commission and all other stakeholders must give us. Medasi Nanayo.
Meso medasi papa Atik Mohammed. Nanayo.
Nanayo.
Papa.
You Nanayo medasi. Mami chawe T4. And me akuma Atik. We drama pa.
Ade, why anything?
No, me body dia say I didn't me propaganda.
Now see me boy na blocking Mikey. Now we I was somebody grant me blocking Mike na me dey kit we dem blocking Mike.
Oko ya obe hu say afi o kasa be call Mike no. Na now.
Papa.
Me bad me tisa na wo NDC for advert. Ana na nya station.
Aheya.
For advert.
Aheya.
Don't be sure muska. I'm going to say mustache on my boycott.
Kokrokoo na omuzo muna.
Na ya kokrokoo ne tisu. Ana.
Na komia. Topic am de mo NDC nka ho. Ano pe topic na komia me de mo NDC.
Ona say bibi wo na menti ase ase mitimi bisa wo. Say anamboa. Menti ase.
We
nani eno ntino.
We no when the obebi say just so invoke proper jurisdiction of Kokrokoo.
Okay. No we are bomb charge. Na menti ase ne say. Ye nwa no NDC for. Omsi wo show yi Kokrokoo yi enye papa. Eno ntino be say fie ba ko ni akire. Omso muntu omo na nsi ha. Na om de omo advert abaha sebo. NDC for. Also they say would I go. De abanka do beju musika no abo. Na miti omo advert no. Beti so mo bo Dr. Baumia ene President Kufado omo ne. Dr. Baumia mti so mo kan say Baumia say be o kan 2016 economy they say if the fundamentals are weaker the exchange rate will expose you. Na boni bene wo enya no kware. Na enya no kware.
Say omo person omo kire say.
Na
de me nka iPack ni wi amechire umu.
O de yima ase me adona fe me nka iPack so.
De budo wi amechire umu.
Because no
obetimi achire mu obi a waye na advert abebo wo na bechire mu.
Okay. Mech o de ondi bi nchire mu because no ajiska no. Ma me nchire mu. Waji scan de ondi bi nchire mu. Na na ba me akan de no kware. In fact, ye nya ye nim. A free 2020. Titru COVID di ba ye ni Ukraine ntokwa ba ye. Ghana economy never say the fundamentals became weak. Anambwa. Time na sound COVID in by na Ukraine and by ye. And fundamentals of the economy were good. No? The exchange rate was good between 2017 and 2019. Fundamentals don't say after 2020 no. The city also became weak. It's in about me I can no quite true do sad time no any end. It is the way don't buy advert there. Mu de mun kosunjo musikai. Na ye no kra no na ya NDC John Mahama ni ne a ye de ba be bo wo Peace FM ha no omunye hu ye. Niema o kika ye na onye magician obema adwuma ba ene na o kan ne or your dead goat into your nose strikes na can and can the coat na can the shirt and na unye president down to be nya said nya ba body nya wa why this card over be nya bi pa na na
ya me nhyira so
but you ba no mind discount for end the ya sem na ya sem papa and o kan say na we campaign na ntro wom no kwai kakra na nya ba be bo akere Ghana for e wa here na sa NDC ni electoral commission ni na menya atiki kai ni nya to asum but we hu NDC for asem no nya twum na ewom no eno na emia so we hu nya twum no ena emia obeka NDC for 2016 na yenya elections parties nya yena FI ho pa so it is a party be a bibia sana na atike ken ɛsɛ nyia yɛhwɛ sɛ na yɛ party yɛ sɛ NPP NDC CPP yɛnhwɛ sɛ bibi a ebetimi ama abatoɔ no akonkan ɛno ana ɛsɛ yɛnyia yɛne di akyire parties no na sɛ wo hyɛ aseɛ na wokɔka sɛ electoral commission adding hyehyɛ bi aba na hyehyɛ na ɔmde aba no ɔmo yɛ ma de wia abanum ama party bia dan na wotimi nya cooperation NDC for aka pete said register na bloated na nema e cause nya because electoral commission person mo regular elections to my MPP ya kaza mo fa evidence I can say
adanse
ya kaza mo fa adanse e ban so adanse emi ho mof and NDC for now urefi this is a political party amoko jina Supreme Court enya High Court Supreme Court esi Supreme Court elections na ya no 2020 no ya declare result no ye mboni nyangu nye election foforo anase ye mfa ye declare winners of the election moko ya ejuma titru say momfa dance die mbra omutimi hwe court nanim catch court ni say ya fa dance die bi amba na ameboa ose dey
ose oboa na me say omoa
no mo dey dance die hu dance die om de court no
bacho dabi
ya mom calculator now ni ho so come that dance die ko yanke mom calculator say na mo gi figures na mo am calculator enim guase say nanso mo nya botre na mo di electoral commission atem so omu wia banuma ma MPP no mo nyade no mo ye chese atemdiom de electoral commission na mo political party na mo call court bi something dance dey mo si mo amfa dance dey amba na embom si de ma me no begina adaka mu a ora mbunya dance dey na we ye da so mo so na nenti crime because of nyanchum no ye me yan ne se so be kai 2016 NPP another political party yes na maybe because we are registered uma if he say emboa nti ya the two electoral commission in him say senke be ya koma yenye audit of the register ubekai Dr. Baumia ye press conference wa Lisa Hotel edia dance die especially border areas no so na was our press conference na say odia dance die ahodro go from say register now you bloated, particularly with border areas. And the end is no for an audit. So the NDC for cancer amreno. Omu didi NPP for them. Said the no and twasum. In fact, me wa nyama no mkika ni bikra wa ha. Omu chairman for so ampofo. O can say NPP for audit na yesi e hwehwe no. I say absurd, but for Kasem, just a nyansa enim. Wow, 2016. We put the August 1st, 2015. General Secretary, no chairman. I say it here. I say, on also ekoka na semi 12 August 2016. I say obia wonje electoral commission no ndino na o wadwemu ekaw
that was then
ana yera mahama nkasa o see electoral commission mun timi enrege election ma party bia na Ghana electoral system ne hyehyɛ na ye wono enya possible say party electoral commission be wia abemu ma party bi yera John Mahama that no a president. Okay, say electoral commission no omo wo for ahudi independence omo ye independence that's an ekano omo ye independent into no party bia entimi and dictate ma electoral commission so I was saying bia o de faculty o manim na ja omo no mun take decision men kon ko ye demonstration So who was sema faculty done electoral commission no mo hwe mu na bibi wo no betu na mo a o mo betu no mo ye independent. Yes I feel na be demonstration. Yes I feel na because yen kofo obi no me audit na can count. This is President Mahama. Na electoral commission hye na ho no ntimi wie mu da. Nse ne hwe sema o mo kan ne.
Na say ebia conditions are now 2016 and tisenne.
Menua principles the answer
but conditions
electoral commission intimi we election mu 2016 na 2024 me we election. Principle is principle. So enti mu DNPP for atem say yenim nyansa obi a wo say electoral commission unji omundi na chese wo wadwen mu kan ase edun kitia na no ya wahu na no the same thing now in 2016 they see and say electoral commissioner that is amren set up committee na ye papa oyan baby ko VCRC crab da no ema omo free parties ni nya na NDC kind and say from so be crowd were register no more nhyehyɛ na ɛwɔ hɔ no and were in the system no a bit me CC san nhyehyɛ no so kai sa de no nana ya nti omo ngin this afi na ekwakoye audit na ekoye bibi nhyehyɛ wɔ hɔ a so bi aka baabi nhyehyɛ wɔ hɔ uti ase edun kete o se untimi nkoka se na obi afri mu nti enyi nipa ko ni dim free register chi so de adanse de ekɔ yenya etiom ema no mo kan ye no committee na electoral commission see hɔ no VCRC committee no mo gini nya atumu mo report no kan say ehun hia se ebeye audit bia na emom nhyehyɛ na ɛwɔ hɔ for electoral exhibition yani nhyehyɛ ka ho ni nya no inform so bia ɛwɔ register no so ebetime asiesie nti ehun hia se ebeye audit emi nya parties nya agi atumu na nti ene no de be na asesa ene no de nhyehyɛ na mo kan ekyere Ghana for say nhyehyɛ no betimi asiesie sinto bia no ene nsa nhyehyɛ ne ni ho biem wow nti na meka sa nya atwom no na me ya and this is for nkasa with principle so na se bibi cry ye political parties people dey nka more difficulty be sign they see 2016 na yenya ko see nkonya me yenya agitu mu sen hwehwe no betimi asiesie say more bibi kra mo atosia mo free parties ne say na take kind no ebia na e kan NDC e be kan CPP ana e be kan MPP mo free parties ne nya na mo fa ntumu anim na nya ya no nko benkro we de mo gina simpie so e na mo see hwehwe na mo hu register no ma mo mpe no ye wom because electoral which person we re-election no political party back. Yes sir, how do you get cooperation? Eti ni nya chire no electoral commission ye be bomb abaso say enne omo frɛ NDC any parties ni nya NDC for omo say omo person electoral commission here from omo person media for so ba ho electoral commission apeniso emi de pa media for nya monko yen the time I kase seem to be electoral commission register no ye big press conference yan fancy big press conference and ye dey dance de nya back eto Ghana for anim enti media de dance de beto manim de nya bibia ye hu bia enti omo nko no mo fa dance de nya to electoral commission ni parties ni nya so ho so to asuma na ye omunya omun decide kwan ya be fa so na de asiesie at the end of the day no me Ghana election there me share election 2000 na Rollins atna so be 20 years obi ayem hwehwe no say NDC en winia one hwe Rollins on peneso enti na ni papi yem hwehwe enipa abrofu piombo kroma kra ni omnya afri kroma ko omni se bibisi I am fata nanso nyame ncha ade yetimi year 2000 elections no ema NDC eluzu ye ema you transfer power ema NPP. Until me after 2000 elections, I mean, this election be a or man way. Ghana for you too sophisticated for that. Omo domo management party. Enti Marisha say you better call your election no. Ntawantawa be ebesiesie. You better call your election no. No be win. Obe winning. No when winning. And I'm that's it. But then this is for advert on the band there. Everyone wapa say show mozi have fata enye papa mom tumu na nsi ha. Now so more advert there mo de ba.
So with their business. A business. They feel that this is a platform they can advertise and yeah.
Platform na unji.
But Ombekasa also, but Ombe business.
And that didn't Ombekasa also.
It's their choice. Almost at some point when you were the communication director, you boycotted some regions.
Yeah, fire adverting alcohol.
One from advertising alcohol.
That's the difference.
Well,
principle.
That's your choice.
Principle.
No, the principle was never to engage with Kokrokoo. Almost in Kasa na Embe Kasa. But they never said they won't do business.
I think me am here Juma Ofia. Me Kasa me shadow, o say damimi ntimi nchirim. But principle to withdraw from Kokrokoo, they will wait me actually.
No, to withdraw from Kokrokoo is different from doing business with Kokrokoo. They're actually doing business with Peace FM. It's Peace FM that decides where they should play. They chose.
When a client walks in, no cry advert, or no client in the church say, "Me pebe bi atiki ni na kumi awo, and me peha.
Omo boycott they indicate say, "Bana yemba na yembe bo advert."
Adik.
Maybe sir, media.
Atik. Almost a program no enye.
Na Oman Kasa.
Na dey tell them some
Oman Kasa. Almost say. Enema bia. Ekoso program so no omani nje ho
enti anya
obinyesa
okay omani nje ho na nima bia ekoso program omani nje ho a na mo de mo advert ba be de mo advert de ni beje ho o ma me kasa but o advert kasa tie o advert no kasa wo unim za
no but the omuka discussion no
advert no kasa
kasa
na so ma me kasa de advert no kwa kasa free no pozo ma advert na utwes ka no na wo ba
na na komia
enya chum jitum ne enko
na na komia unim me nua pani bi o hello efrem my friend no King Edward the slave
sa asante for a microphone no ani din on the mom ho na ano e mo do o even say
King Edward the slave
nti wo say ka wo kumasi a nki afrɛ
them patch me the cardinal na
kana roka boy we boy
muntimi mongu because me ma dey free kumasi na ba ha cardinal dey obogu dey na yimadi mom
nti kin advert say dey
o say omo wache eno
ana
Samson kwame nyame jese se me kanche na nakomia so omanache
ono ni Martini din ono ni onso kumasi
Samson nyame je
onso kumasi
ono hello omo kumasi
patch ono ye je na manager kumasi
oh okay me jene so pa
nti oso omo wache why
me chiao
yo sa ho ye almost me say wo ho ye
pa me ti ha dey na chese me ho ye pa nyame adaro pa ndisi for nya atwum na na ma me be
enyo wasem jama mo nka masem anyway meko atik sesi anenso yenu anu amutie o hello FM Kumase ya mamunyina ache na mo nhye no nso ma ese nyame ya adom a memenda ebe na awotwe na enyina ye be hia wo edweso afi BCI Ghana work for the cure against breast cancer edweso na ye de hihye so nyame ya adom a eye memenda edi anim ne na awotwe ene ye nyina ye de be hihye so ewo edweso ye nyina ye beba ntane ade bia ye no nyina ye ba be kan busuafo a wo Kumase won Samson kwame nyame che King Edward amenya kwatefa kwenu adwa prebi ene wo mo a eka ho na ye de nante na hihye so ba be ka Dr. Wiafeni ni team ho na ye de nante na hihye so ewo Kumase nti this year's BCI Ghana work for the cure no nyame ya adoma ebeba so next week, that is the 12th of October 2024 ewo edweso mon shanen so emfa emaye adi galam say
any day say can the way I sit here look it is obvious Leonardo aban say CI kase enye na adwin say obekutia galam say and it is obvious in the actions of the president, in the actions of the ministers, and everybody else who claims to be working for Abino. Omajin say Galamsey ni dia enya dia ibe kutia. Says yen kuntia ne says here. In fact, we can say Sakrana just said they have plans of doing so in the future. Omaj say enya dia ompeso mukutia. You see, Adi Echo Drew Pempensua na afi it started affecting ensure yen numkra na CSOs Emma Omuhusu, including organized labor and so forth. The demand by all CSOs and organized labor na it was one. And they say abai enimonimu ya emayincha small scale mining na artisanal mining so. Because one yes ana there's no way you can't find sustainable solutions to the problem without an immediate cessation of the activities of ASM. Then I buy response by na buy the buy. Omzi there be my economy will collapse. Anytime be ye near koye. Excuse me say ya yes idea wagana ne die. Ya nya na just economy will collapse. Enti omadwen no Galamsey because I said you small scale mining you Galamsey no omzi yen chem between small scale mining and Galamsey. There's no difference if you ask me.
How?
You see, when we Galamsey phone, it is artisans are ye juma on small scale mining concessions. And who have no concessions and tisima mope. Now there's a fine line. In fact, it's even very hard to tell the difference between Obia or license to do small scale mining. Any Obia or Nibi. They all cause destruction to the forest in the same way. Because Obia or concession or license was so. Now so Otmi Juma tran concession no. When they Juma small scale for you. Any artisanal miners here. The way move to Amenano. The way is the same way. And sometimes they don't limit themselves to the concessions na ye their mom. Until ukwa nipandi license becho say I'm a concessionaire. Ye the concession amame. Until I am legally allowed to mine. Meanwhile, you all are trying to blocks, and the methods I see on fanya mining, and you no be no ye. So between your only licenses and your oil licenses, the corona because the very people who work on illegal sites are the very people who work on the small scale mine on the license sites, and their modus operandi stays the same. Until I'm prempino, your cars are problem here. You don't just say small scale mining, but you say artisanal and small scale mining because the two have become so intertwined. So it's difficult to even price them apart. What is here? Until you can your air cost here. If we are looking for a solution to near air cost, the first and the best thing, and they say we cease all small scale mining activities, all artisanal mining activities. I say trim. Minka said they should ban them forever, but let's suspend them with a view to finding sustainable solutions. Now, Obi, now Obi, the last time I was here, about legal issues. There is nothing illegal about doing so. Suspending the activities of ASM. Illegal in illegal China. Yeah, be that in 2017. For 6 months, you can say we're suspending the activities. We extended the Emanuko Bru 1 year because we shared the Minerals and Mining Act 2006, Act 703. No. Section 87, Emma Minister to me to revoke any license of anybody oil small scale mining if in the estimation of the minister it is in the public interest. Like I'm saying, fighting against is in the public interest. Let's say, see, we are suspending their activities. We're crying because we revoke your licenses. The act does not say that you can revoke it when, in fact, of course, portions say if they offend the act. But the last part of SAR section talks about say when it is in the public interest to so do. And you don't even need to say we can say once you feel some activities and what public interest and you revoking their licenses in the public interest and no crowd to me not suspending their activities into aban what to me so mbet me but when him nti aban to me I say be say when we small scale mine ni omu ye Galamsey me say small scale mine ni artisanal mine na Galamsey no nyina ya de kro na Says here galamsey a yeka ho asami. The origin of galamsey and say nkrofo ana small large scale miners yi omo ye wia na omo kwa na artisans yi ana artisanal miners yi abaso na omo fan kakran ne aka wo form na omo sisa no no ma sisa mati say the word galamsey comes from gather in cell nti no ma be yi ne omo ehunu ana ne aka no na omo e de akoton says here that is not what they are doing. Small scale miners, they are not doing, and artisanal miners are anymore. That's not what they are doing anymore. Yet the artisanal miners, ebe good small scale mining sites. Ni omu yen omu the excavators ne tutu amna omu they are destroying the forest. And sometimes people say oh there are people who don't do alluvial mining. And alluvial mining kwa ne sense you know. Sometimes ni omu ye wo forest no ma create amna a directing so ebeko water bodies nimu. Nti whether they are mining in the water bodies or in forest reserves sometimes some activities don't follow the rules and the regulations, mining regulations Nti they create you can say channels emans you fino eko gu water bodies nimu. And says there is no difference between Krofwa who claim they are doing small scale mining, almost say environment, and artisanal miners. Omo ina ya de krona. And kanina na eka galamsey no. That's not the galamsey we know today. Into a galamsey, which is we've grown to give the meaning galamsey to people who are doing destructive mining. And yet people who are doing illegal mining, people who are doing destructive mining. And yet just illegal mining, destructive mining. Small scale for no count, artisanal miners no so count. What is here? Anti for you to find a solution to Nyomuye, the damage their vocation to our environment and to our water bodies, I say, would me suspend your activities? The Minister of Natural Resources is not interested in doing so. The President couldn't even be bothered. Now, near Ayan who cran say, I ban wage to Musa Forest, dear. Yes, say a bon by no. Yes, see a canino na mining in forest reserves. The way I see a ye no. Abai Edim Rabbi, they introduce an ally. The Environmental Protection Act regulations are omodiba says this idea yetimiko ye mining in forest reserves. And the mining the regulation and our ally does not specify which of the mining categories nebetima mining in forest reserve. And for which reason small scale miners now have licenses to mine in forest reserves.
And a permanent small scale miners, Omo General Secretary, because I not to be an community. Also, the law does not allow
which
them,
law?
You
see, when you read the Minerals and Mining
let me land, please. Okay. Let me land. Also, it does not allow them to mine in the forest because, according to law, normally, to mine in the forest, you require a certain capacity. So be to do so omun level no enti emrano makwan omunye adwuma of forest. That is what he said.
You see, enti are you telling me say small scale mining concessions they are off reserve size?
That's what he said.
And it's not true. You see, anything America, there's a fine line between Krofo or destructive mine and Krofo who claim their license to mine legally. Because okay, you see, he's not being truthful. A woman say Mrano say. In fact, PNDC law 218 and even Minas Act now, which incorporated our PNDC law about small scale mining. Now it was clear say you are not allowed to mine in forest reserve. But says here, small scale mining, Argentina is a problem. Why do we consider it destructive? It's because of Juma Moya forest.
No, I think there are two things here. I think you are mixing it up.
Yeah.
The fact say Onipano Juma.
No, people have been giving concessions in forest reserves. That's what I'm saying. Okay, me too.
Hey, and then the way high power.
No, when it comes to Galamsey,
the fact that Obisha Forest are Juma. And Chrese Nipan, Ebia Obi na man license say on Kokoye Juma ho. What can say? Kofobi or Omo Ye Juma, even ye Ubiama or Mutu so Omo Ye Juma, almost Ye Juma Nibi. And I make a choice.
That is one.
And I make a choice. The General Secretary says, or say. Omo no hihye na omo de adwuma no omo ni ho kwan so omo kokwaye no enti se bi obi ni ho kwan na wakọhwa it doesn't make it right and it doesn't mean that
nobody obi eni ho obewura kwaye mu to claim say I have mineral right over this concession when that mineral right has not been granted. Uti nempaje no. Womu say nkrofo ne omuti sim illegally no wo ho. But there are people with concessions in forest reserves, even though the law doesn't say so. That's the point I'm saying. They have mineral rights over concessions in forest areas. Why is it that police for no MEC police for soldier for no when we introduced and when we launched Operation Vanguard, omu rap forest no mo coaching crop, then they show say, oh, we are in there, we are legal miners. Why has it become a major issue? Why is small scale mining becoming a problem? Because people have been giving mineral rights over concessions in forest reserves. And to make it, Mrana Omodiba, made it easy for people to obtain their licenses, no. What you say? And I'm saying, say, it's problem you have bedroom and penso soon. The least the government can do, and he said, in the meantime, you can ban activities of small scale miners. But suspend more activities, because baby a distraction now bedroom. No, I try be careful. Would him say, the various interventions, Vanguard, Halt, and all kinds of interventions are after 2020. When was the last time you heard the minister talking about Galamsey? Until recently. To the extent that when a certain mining entity was accused of doing illegal mining, Mampenyin was the one offering defense for that entity. No, how then do you win the fight against Galamsey? The president said he has put his presidency on the line because at the time the anger of Ghanaians was genuine and it was pervasive. Now obiebuefu about Galamsey until you dared not. In fact, he dared not say media enyadia meka say mekutia Galamsey because he would have gone against him. Until Okase he's putting his presidency on the line, saying Galamsey. Well, not Galamsey, mining constituencies. He doesn't even care if he loses there because he did a comparative analysis of losing the votes from mining areas, and losing many more votes outside of those areas, which one was a lesser evil. So he decided to go for Niebeman winning elections. After elections, he went to sleep. And there is this also unsubstantiated claims there. MPP losing many seats in mining areas. And no crack. So if the president put his AE on the line and he did not lose a lot of the constituencies mining woman, why did he all of a sudden, go quiet on the issues of Galamsey? And namely, what is Galamsey? What is the president that can't want him? He had a glorious opportunity. Called GJA Awards 90. The GJA president spoke to the issue of Galamsey. Like the way I and near Abanye, he conveniently did not even utter a word about Galamsey. What you say? Until Galamsey says, look, ye drew Pempensua, Abanye and Adrian say, Obequetia Galamsey. It is obvious. When this issue came, all the minister could say is suspend no way in our economy be collapse, and that we share the issue of Galamsey now. The various ministers, regional ministers, need this issue, and some will intensify more efforts, which was an admission said they had gone to sleep. And the irony is, Galamsey say forest, and they are going about securing 30 million and the rest of it, claiming they are going to conserve our forest, and they are going to do reforestation. It doesn't make sense to me. Say, yenim say near say environment, near say forest near. But we are busy going for money because I don't risk bar. I'm on volume no more. Instead of investing more energy in stopping Galamsey, which is a major driver of deforestation, the destruction of young forests and even water bodies. No, see, I know the collapse economy. No, Nemomianko UAE, Nangoji $30 million. Nayambra say Ebebuayama, we work on preserving our forests, biodiversity areas. Any dealing with issues of climate change. Climate change, we are signatory to the Paris Agreement. And the Paris Agreement requires every party to the agreement say, Udi wa nshisheye. Ujidi says, Anshaya midi be, ebe buami, ama achieve, the objects of the Paris Agreement. Your friend in nationally determined contributions. Ghana has our document. In fact, we even revised it. I think somewhere in 2022 and not 2021, we revised our NDC. And in the previous and the revised one, what is clear is that Aban must invest a lot in preserving your forests. So if you want to achieve the objects of the Paris Agreement, which is about climate change, say we must all intensify our climate change mitigation efforts. Now you decide diaba. Now so ye yen shahan ema side forest. No, what are we doing to ourselves? Then we turn around and go and take money from Adam Crawford. Say we want to do forest conservation.
And I think the Kokrokoo is saying.
The Kokrokoo say aban enye ladwin say galamsey de ombeku tia. And of course the MP for Asokore the impo a free constituency cry friends.
Afijasi
Asokore. Onu Okan Pembe, in fact, he spoke the mind of government in the clearest terms possible. Say as far as Galamsey Ekwedi, enya di ombe kutia Galamsey no omun kuntia Galamsey ochina. Until what I'm calling on in is a Ghana for nyina. Look, Galamsey poses an existential threat to yen nyina survivor. Now as abansi onye bibi mfa ho dia, we as citizens must rise up. CSOs have indicated say they are disdain, they are disgust at Niekosono. I think we must move beyond the press conferences, the press releases, and look, let's engage in the kind of action that will force government to act. Until I say democracy have free. Adia muye say mubeye to draw attention to the issue of Galamsey and demand say abembe yung bibino. You engage in excesses, it's no longer about Galamsey. It's about the excesses you engaged in. Until organized labor has indicated, say, they are meeting to discuss or more action now. They had indicated earlier. No, Yensu in civil society, we are also, putting ourselves together. There must be series of demonstrations and symbolic speeches to indicate to our buyers say, near course, yabunju. One was a canine freshwater bodies na Galamsey say. Says yes, a quadruple. Where are we headed from here? It is a sad situation, and it's even sadder. Say Abanye and Adrian say Opeso Kutia Galamsey. But we as citizens must rise up and demand from our government say Onyo Hubibi. Otherwise, a bedroom maybe will be importing water into this country. Already we are seeing the signs. We'll be importing water into this country. Country and Yankupo are shrine with freshwater bodies. Because of your actions and negligence of government to deal with a problem in tea, a bedroom rebino will be importing water from elsewhere, and that is not the kind of life as Ghana for. As we should tolerate. That's Nana.
Bezo so that's Papa Patik Mohammed. Nana komia.
Nana.
Papa.
The menu Galamsey asemi ahum tie pa. Yenya inim sena Galamsey essay yensuo ene ye quiet. And the assassin, yes, I think about Bobo. A buyer baby trim, a buyer tissue. On my year, she shares on the Quintia Galamsey. But then rouse and enas, and I may share stories be a free President Mills Bresso. And she shall no see her say be Quintia Galamsey. I mean, who dream me? I'm saying, hey, a Juma way, I shall see a check. Yebeka Yira President Mahama and also by 2013 na Galamsey semi ne di omani nyapa my Yebeka President Mahama the ministerial task force the soldier for tie omechi Ankusi Aga Emma 2016 minister no for environment Mahama Yariga ejitu mu se abana ye no betimi aye nanso ntokwa no Ankusi Aga ntika ka onu kwa apodi anka ye hwe kwan a kwan foforo a ye be regularize illegal small scale mining they are no regular after 3 years of tax force 2013 to 2016 Yera Kufa don so buy ono so osidabi ono so ebe kwantia ebe toaso na to simbia ono so behwe no asiesie na kwantia Galamsey ono kwa put o say and this one will be lose election on lose because on G2 pass I see it me kutia galamsey nti also eye do betimi aye on also set up ministerial tax force the soldier for tie omechi ekoya na asena yehu mfaso emi kro mu sei se omaja galamsey o
nsutem
those days no consu unam sutem main road na ya now o kwan no left and right because you turn excavators okromo ya park left and right nya and no kwa wa ntisa assassin mom no mo you can say assassin to recover it you can say
proclamation
you can say assassin na say omutimi dua omo say na omutimi nya but galamsey no say na ano din first wo kromo ho no e kofom but a free 2021 na ban ye beji atum se ase aban nhihye no for galamsey na kofom kakra ama eneno Ghana water and kasa bade abetu dwase afedie nsuo na mo bennoa e de ama Ghana fo no ehun ya edi so na ube udwen hu se na denti na President Akufo-Addo ahoɔden pii ehye mu yenya be kai ye edu we kwa Ghana for crossing hyehyɛ na ɔde aba na no ɔden dodo we kai a o kan se yehu machine excavator bia yes afi na ebe chi excavator no se nipa no ni akɔhwehwem yen destroy yen she excavator no on site person tibibia when Ghana for crack can say wa hwa na ebeti amra na free na no she but na papa na ni abrepa akosi 2021 yenya ebeje atum se ase tokwa no abafom menne Ghana water for esui na medwen ho a you say nenti ade ba ko a galamsey tokwa no asa abafom e free 2020 isusu say politics na the bemu 2020 election amboa say yera Mahama etimi kachre nipa se moto abama me o election na me din konimu a nipa ya chiom dia court na court dioma to efiase so mo ye galamsey ese nsuo ese asase ese kwaye ese koko ese body ne banche eduane aya chiom ose moto abama me a me ba me yi omunya no masamba beto medwuma so na NPP party say NDC party omo executives call round galamsey site after galamsey site nipa kutupa se moto abama na moto abama e betwa asase no more amamo papa no prevent say deputy Kokrokoo just na o say assume si we am de na ba hey not the nature galamsey for nipa ni e2 galamsey no ni obi akọ se nipa we a original minchen or na se moto aba maye a ni e ba power on ye de ne obe ye de ne ye be appointed na wo twa sase ama montim de na e ba na wa hyebo so na mo so ma hye ne so me of be can god damn it emebe ye galamsey be ye politics 2020 ebani sa ema nipa na okwanti galamsey no so party na ba mo bebu so but eneno baby a yakwakodu yemfa politics no entonche parties ni ya and ring committee omo to the fight against galamsey na yenhwe kwan a yebesiesie hwe parties ni ya can say ese etimi regularize no menti ase ne say yebesiesie nipa na mo ye galamsey ne be mo ntitiye ni amom kande se ne be ya adwuma na omo ye no e be ye legal cheze se na mra no e kire no na se no kwan ya mo fa so de ye omo adwuma no etiamra Mrani se men tu nsuo mu. Se ube aye no kwaye wo ho a ye kwan a ye no a ense kwaye no pi. Na afi no wia obetimi na de apo na kan reclaim no.
Esesi asase.
Na wia obesesi asase. Ni be man nipa ni nya ntete. Sina be omuntu omuntu galamsey no nsuo mu. Omonfa divert nsuo enfen koye omodwuma nense nsuo no na fe ne kwan on besiesi asase no so mu wie the friend responsible miner early parties in ya asisa no be no but say no nsuo na ese no chese sele nipa no 82 gallons say no nsuo enti abaya yete so aye NPP de asede se politics so enya politics so ye behwe na sa emremrem ya galamsey na yeye won suo no ma ese nsuo na Ghana water and kasa be kase omo hihye ya omo de buom na no nsuo ama Ghana fo adnom no hihye na idin so omo ankasa ba be kasa na ese aban etu ho anamo na me gidi sa aban betu ho anamo Nancy it say President Akufo-Addo assign asset ya tax force ministerial tax force so omo hwe e kwan ya emremrem nim he ya no ombe kwantia nti meje na menwa atike ken ba menje ntum say aban no ebe fodo ni yams you can say fodo yams you can say
so be
kan zagu no
aban no be kan zagu no bo say na atike ken de menje ndi me gidi say aban ni nim say na sede say especially in sona ye two na essence obetu wana when I was set up tax force no na mepo acho na ya chairman of the tax force no ya na o manaba ha
kanapa
yeah
obeba
another number well I don't know one friend
maybe bisa
what a friend o friend no abase ni ya ye
sani awo kan we zeal ni ntina me say e say woni bibia mimi ni
o dey try o try na wa ba ni enye hu
okay
but o try say o pese Ghana 40 in share because minya demonstrations here yeah say galamsey tin here demonstration and then matise labor so say almost so many abre say ni galamsey and inti no friend nipa na odano task force say o brane antie Ghana for ntie share na new task force ne sure so beba wow nti mo gidi say aban betu ho na mo but na edo e dey edin na nipa no so mo tu won say wa utimi say wadwuma say dwuma ya wo ye ni yi a adwuma no bekoso wanye ni yi a adwuma no ebegu na wa adwuma wo ye na utimi kotena nsuo mu wa onim say esubontin a etene pra re nsuo pra nsuo ankobra a no na nipa ni pi ye no ama omo so nya nsuo no na wo de wo machine akotena mu na wo tu o senso so say utimi say wa wadwuma na wo say no cause be ma nibre aba ene na nibre aba nibre bai na san de soldier for ba wadwuma na ebegu adenti na wa pe kwan a obeye adwuma no in such a way say nibre emba ensenso say na say no say etu omfo but menwa river bodies no titru ene na ho abansem it should be possible say a buying would stop the river mine galamsey in the river, whether small scale, whether big scale, whether galamsey, whether legal, whether illegal. River bodies, no, they say it stop. Yeah, go ahead. Minyam dasi.
Ate, me so me dasi. I think my phone.
Okay, nanka mekaze.
No say boy 11. Yanka a democracy hub kakra.
My phone.
Enam diwie.
Na no na me boko fish mte na man time kakra.
Okay. Ano no tabe no ba.
Kofi I saw started 10.
Awo, any yanko.
Me de na mpese me kan say kanapa committee there just bibi. Because adia ehie ni manu ya say be suspend o. Now so yes ati committee is in the task force is ya since you almost the committee that task force no how many weeks ni say go 1 month
minim say na watch me
say go 1 month Every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. This we are in the 3rd week and 4th week.
That's
the point. And you see, Papa, Papa now also interview. Nana ya obisa question me. Oh, beba.
No friend. So how do you choose friend?
Any journalist be omuti and no pay. The chairman of the task force. Juma omuye. What they have done so far and what they intend to do.
Nana
Wamba. Na mo asa ma ye hu say mo friend no but ba na wamba. It's very important.
I don't send them. The cells were for us. Nana, Papa, share. Sad democracy hobby, and there will be a say, and a choir police for the Omofaso, and yet a choir court to the Omofaso, and yet court to the Omo remandium for 2 weeks. 2 weeks now, no, she do that dorsal. Now, so ben tis send Nipanomo Casano, Omo etun crofono so effose, Omo Banomo Pacho. Ah? Demonstrators no democracy hub no nemo mo ye na yenye nim say enye now so ye demonstration edia ama akenya aban saban kuntia galamsey if you say nipa no mutu galamsey no omuti amra omu say ensu na kenkan now so demonstration na o ye ensu ti amra how do you ask for equity? Who be for equity? But your hands are dirty. Na oko block hospital. Enipa no di o meni mi mate so no ye wie no se o yare nti no person ko hospital.
Na ko me benya time asaka sase mu.
Mami ntwa so. Mami conclude. Enti no nipa na ka se na police for na court. Omo man di krofo no so no should be own up to their responsibility or irresponsibility. Na mo pacha. Na yenye hu se o ma pacha de na yenhwe kwan e befa so na I'm sorry na court am 2 weeks na police ejuma nkofo ekodi uko yi police car ki uko ye America e be shoot two crowns e be so asem America uko tam police car 2 kid dwane dan say na mdi chato UK menim say menu ayati we hu a edi be ko block road demonstration here be a jail 5 years for blocking road. Now mo dem block road to a hospital. Now you yes na court na police achimo na police na court da ye. Boni amoye no mo accept responsibility first and afi e betimi adjoin ni apacho ama.
Martin na komia me so me da se papa. Now this one is for the information of everyone in the Catholic Diocese of Goso. Inauguration of Goso Diocesan Development Organization. How does it ano? I think there's it ano. Inauguration of Goso Diocesan Development Organization and the launching of its 5-year strategic plan. The Diocesan Development Office of the Catholic Diocese of Goso, established immediately after the inauguration of the diocese in February 1998, was created to respond to the developmental needs of the diocese in particular and Ahafo in general. The structure of the office covers the offices of education, health, social development, and governance, justice, and peace. This enables educational, health, social, and governance issues be addressed under the umbrella appropriately put in place to do so. It also deals with emergency situations. The office has been registered as an organization to strengthen and to respond to developmental challenges in our society. The organization has since April 14, 2023 been incorporated under the Companies Act 2019 Act 992 with the name GODIDO, Goso Diocesan Development Organization, LGB. On 15th November 2023, the inauguration came to be, and so a 5-year strategic plan has been developed for the new organization. It's become necessary to inaugurate this organization and launch a strategic plan. And so this inauguration comes off on Friday, the 4th of October, that is this Friday, 4th of October 2024. Goso Diocese, the Catholic Diocese of Goso, inviting us all to the inauguration of Goso Diocesan Development Organization and the launching of its 5-year strategic plan. This one is to wish you Miss Selina Donko of National Petroleum Authority a glorious birthday, and to also wish twins Benis and Bernard Asante a happy birthday from your dad Oheneba Nana Sante Okorie. And the last one says to Mercy Upoku Nyano of PPSB from Yayo and your husband ASP Kwesi Poku MTTD in charge of operations. Nabusia and Ebreman Quine and Mammy Demo SCF and I Kesse, which me Afreme the Cardinal. Am I revisit ne? And a International Day for the Older Persons, Yabuja Award, Great Hall, University of Ghana. Na yene ya mamenum ya papanum ya ofanum ya mpenifoɔ no akwa celebrating Timifia Meko Great Hall, University of Ghana, under the auspices of Center for Aging Studies, University of Ghana. Ya na ya kwa celebrate yen older persons.